Hi everyone, it's Chris Dobbin here from Referrals over breakfast, and I'm here to just make a pretty cool announcement. So this is one of the first times we're doing this for 2020, and we'll be doing a few more of these. But this Friday we're holding Rob, and we have a special visitor coming along, and she's coming along for a bunch of reasons. And one of those is she has an event of her own to help people network a lot more effectively. Now I'll introduce Marg Lange to the group in a second when I work out this thing. There she is. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well, Robin. Thank you for the time that you're taking today to have me on.
Now, as I said, normally the process we usually go through is that we've met and you've met the members and people get to know you in a different light. But we're going to go about it a little bit differently, just due to timing and a whole bunch of other factors. And the fact that what you're offering is something that most people who would be coming to our event on Friday should know about. And if they don't know about it, they should learn more about this sort of techniques that you bring to the party, so that they can, I guess, get more out of the event type of networking that Rob is. So do you want to tell me a little bit more about what you do, how you go about it, and we can talk about your event and things a little bit later in the conversation. So over to you. Tell me about what. Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Look, Mark Lange Change Agency came about because of the discovery that I was just really good at connecting with people and building really solid relationships, which in my life has really, really served me. When the chips have been down, I've really been able to call on my network to help support, get me up and going again. I've launched many businesses and I am a launch business specialist. I seem to be attracting a lot of people at the moment who want my help in launching businesses because I like to deliver results. I am an action taker. And you have to agree, Chris, when you first started out, how many sharks have you met that burnt you?
Quite a few. We've had this conversation, yes, no, a number of them.
We have, and so have I. And so given the fact that when we start up with, it costs a lot of money to start up a business, I'm just of the opinion that we really need to make sure that we understand and can, I suppose, identify those people who are networking for the wrong reasons, which is all about themselves and their pocket, and to actually teach people basically how to network to get a lead like I do most times that I go to a networking event, and being strategic about how to network so that you don't turn up, meet a whole bunch of really nice people, and then just go home with a lot of business cards that go nowhere. So given the fact that
there'd be a lot of people nodding right now, by the way.
Sorry?
There'd be a lot of people nodding right now that they've done exactly that. They've got a whole bunch of cards but not done a lot with it. So
that's exactly right. And look, it's not their fault. The reason is because people don't understand that it's actually a four-step process. And it wasn't until, and you're going to love this, Chris, it wasn't until I had a business mentor last year who said, he took me out, and he took me out to a venue, and he said, I just want to talk to you about rapport today. So he introduced me to this lady, and then I just chewed the ear off this poor lady. She just said, what do you do? And then I went into this big spiel. And when she left, he said to me, Marg, did you know that you just went, whoop? And I go, did I? I had no idea. And he said, Marg, less is more. So don't chew the ear off people, and don't pitch, because people are people. Relationships don't start on pitches. So I was horrified with that, which then made me think about how people that I meet are doing it wrong, and did some research into that, and actually found out that there was a four-step process, and it starts with how you're showing up, which is number one. When you go into the room, what blocks do you have in your head? Either I'm not good at networking, oh my God, I'm going to work the room, oh my God, I hope that person's not there, oh, I hate networking. All these things are just barriers to actually getting using your time wisely. And that is just one thing. And then the other part of showing up is the energy. imaging the room. Like when you walk in, there
Yep.
are so many people. You go, oh my God, just like, get away, get away, get away. And people aren't even aware of this, how they're showing up here and also in their presence. So that's the first thing that I'll be talking about at my event is, and we're going to be doing some, which I love, is I'm going to be doing some really good activities to get people to actually think about how they're turning up. And then once you realize that, how are you going to then communicate to people in the room? And you see, the thing is that people buy from people they like, know, and trust. So if you're turning up with these barriers, how on earth are you going to build trust? How on earth, if you are, I had this slide that I'm going to show. It's like a Muppet slide. And on one side, it's like, which networker are you? There's one that could be like Ernie, who's chew your ear off. There's Beaker, who's, oh my God, I'm an introvert. I don't know how to start a conversation. Then there's Miss Piggy, who's just going for the drinks. And then and then there is Fuzzy Bear. Fuzzy Bear's just really, really friendly. He's got no idea what he's doing there. And then there is like the Count Dracula, which is the sleazeball, who you've got to watch out for. And sleazeballs I actually tag as bad actors. Like a bad actor is someone who is trying to get into your pocket, is trying to convince you need them when you don't. They are very charming. They waste your time. They will try and engage you. And then when you want something back from them, they're busy and they're not available. And there's plenty of them. And I hope if any of your viewers are watching this, if you are one of them, stop it.
No, and there'll be a number of people either putting their hand up that they've done a few of these things, or they definitely know these personalities that you're talking about. And I think it's a really valuable offer that you're bringing forward today in the event. I think, if people understand some of these things that they either are doing, or they know these people and know how to react and engage with them and act on it, they're going to get some value. And look, I look forward to people, coming to our event. But if they can go to your event, learn the tips and tricks on how to go about more effectively, they're going to get much more out of our networking events like the Rob event that we run every fortnight. But at the same time, they're going to learn probably a little bit more about themselves, and probably the ultimate goal here is they're going to get more business, which means they're going to be a better business person. So
yes, because we're going to give them a strategy, Chris.
Right.
We're going to give them a plan, and we're also going to teach them how to build rapport, which is less talking, more listening, and listening in context to the problem, and starting off by taking an interest in the other person and finding the affinity there before you even go to what is it you do, which just annoys. What do you do? What do you do, Mum? And then number three is basically how to identify a green light in the conversation where you can then take it to the next step by asking the right questions. And then step 4 is how to position yourself as a solution with people that you wouldn't even think you could make, that you could do business with.
That's right. And that's another reason why we talk about things with Rob, and why we do what we do, is because it's about creating joint ventures and opportunities and noticing and identifying them. We educate people on the day, but if you can get it in bite-sized pieces and in one session with yourself, I can see that, when they come to our event, they're going to be, again, as I said, just enlightened, because they'll be throwing the business cards out, but they'll be knowing what to do once they've handed the card out. They know how to follow it up. They'll know what to do in regarding to get more business from that sort of event. That's what I'm assuming. That's what they're going to go do from
I would say they're not going to be throwing business cards out. They're going to be having people ask more for the cards, number one. And the other thing is that they're going to get a better return on their investment of any networking that they do, right? So they're not going to just, I don't know what your membership is, and I know the breakfast is $35, but when you start adding up, and then your time, think about that and what you could be doing, then you're going to be getting a lot better return on their investment for 2020, starting to network more efficiently.
Yeah, for sure.
With more results.
So in all saying, we could talk all day, but we're here not to give away all the secrets in one big session. I think what we need to do is have a quick look at where your event is. So firstly, that's the day you're holding the event. So it's going to be the Wednesday, the 19th.
Yep. And we're going to be practicing the step one. Then we must practice it over morning tea. Step two,
Yep.
practice over lunch, and then 3, 4 after lunch, and then we open the bar and we put the whole 4 steps together. And I want people to walk out differently.
Yep. Fantastic. Now, the exciting thing about this is that you're not just on here today to talk and sprout about everything. You're actually going to give whoever's watching this today a special offer. So what we have is entering the code ROB2020, and you're going to give a generous $20 off the event price, which I thought to you when we spoke a little while ago was already at a ridiculously cheap price for everything you're offering, but you know you're offering value, which I think is fantastic. And as you can see, there is a flashing link at the bottom of this screen as we're going. I will put some of these details at the end of this meeting for everyone out there, and also they're in the links in the feed at some point after we go live with this launch. So you'll be able to watch this at a later date if you are before Wednesday the 19th of February at the Metropolitan Hotel in William Street in Melbourne. So yeah, this is obviously for Melbourne people, but I'm sure if someone's in Sydney and they want to come down, they can have a chat to you and see what they can do about that on those sort of things. Now, most importantly, people can find you here, so they can learn a little bit more about what you're doing, and that'd be...
See my results, Rob, Chris.
Yeah,
What's your Rob man story?
That's the one. So, obviously people will be able to check your website out in the near future because it's being relaunched at the moment. So check out that. But at the moment, check out Marg Lange Change Agency at Facebook and follow her there and see, and ask her questions. I mean, that's what it's all about. Otherwise, we're going to see you this Friday. You'll be coming along.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to making some really good connections that will develop into some really good relationships.
Fantastic. I look forward to future conversations throughout 2020 as we reach back to each other and see how we're traveling with things, and it should be a bit of fun. But I really appreciate the 4 tips that you've just given there on how to network without getting more salesy, without being sleazy, that kind of thing. I think it's a fantastic approach. And if you want to learn how to overcome those 4 objectives, then please visit Marg Lange Agency, visit that link that we've got in there, and see how you can improve your networking for 2020. And look, I appreciate your time. Short and sweet with the 4 tips there. And just look forward to seeing you on Friday. Any other last comments you've got there?
No, just I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and explaining a little bit more about what it is I do and how I help people.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. What do we got here? Anonymous, but someone's in there saying I agree, which is fantastic. Thank you for that person. It's always handy to know. So look, I'm just going to sign off here and put the tips there, and everyone look forward to seeing you this Friday as we engage in the 2020. So thanks again. Thanks for your time, Mark.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.